So I decided I was going to cover several news topics in this live. Makes it a little easier to just make a video like this, these vertical lives, and then we can kind of spin off from the topics that I've chosen. So the NFL players like Brock Bowers, Calvin Ridley, a bunch of these guys out here doing the Trump dance, and the networks are really pissed. It's actually pretty amusing. They're the touchdown celebrations that they'll do, of course, they'll cut away. They don't want you to see the Trump dances. And then, of course, the Raiders they cut Brock Bowers' media availability after he did the Trump dance. He was asked a question about it, and he just said he saw John Jones do it, and he thought it was cool. Of course, there's no way these NFL players don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. And they've seen, Nick Bosa do it, Calvin Ridley do it. And of course, John Jones did it at Fight Night. So, I actually just don't particularly care all that much, that they're doing this, except that it pisses people off. And that's the funny part to me. C. Reinecke, yes, it's a lot more fun than watching them kneel for the flag. Yeah, it is. It's amusing. I mean, it's like the dumbest little dance, but man, it's pissing people off. I made a video about it earlier. But yeah, actually I saw a video about the NFL's considering banning the Trump dance, which is kind of hilarious. They allow all sorts of other celebrations. You can spike the football. You can, all of you get together and row the boat together, go surfing, but you can't do the Trump dance. It's like, okay. Coming from the same league that allows the, BLM slogans on all of the warm-ups and on the helmets and everything, it's kind of rich to see them getting angry about the Donald Trump dance. In fact, I made a video. I looked at TYT Sports. I didn't know TYT had a sports channel. It's got about 1 million subscribers, 1.1 million, but it gets like 20,000 views per video, and there's a reason for that. The guy that runs it is like the dweebiest looking fellow I can even imagine. I've never seen somebody with, the little circle glasses, and all of that, trying to host a sports show and talking about, he didn't even know the names of the NFL players. He's just saying out there like, here's the bootlicker Nick Bosa, talking about it. But all of these people are so mad that athletes would dare to support Donald Trump. They just can't handle the fact that there are athletes out there that support Donald Trump. In fact, in my experience as an athlete, which, I played semi-pro football, most of them do support Donald Trump. They're just not, they're not willing to mess with contracts to say it. They just don't really want to come out there and say it. Because we know, we've learned from watching LeBron James over the last few years that the only acceptable political opinion to have in the sports world is the woke political opinion. And the fact that they're out there doing the Trump dance is kind of like an FU to the media and to the NFL. It's very funny to me that, the NBA can have Black Lives Matter on all the warm-up clothes. Just absolutely crazy. The Chuggy Show, was the dance really in support of Trump, or did they just think it was funny? Maybe both. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, we know that Nick Bosa supports Trump, but I mean, I don't really care if they do or not. It's just amusing that it pisses people off, and that the NFL is considering banning it. Hey, everybody, thumbs up if you would. It helps a lot. Helps other people find the stream. Your fave brunette, why are you streaming? Because I felt like it. Iconic Monkey, I liked. Thank you. RX Tawhead, hi, hello, how are you? DB, want to fart on my balls for good luck? No, probably not. Chuggy Show is a stupid thing to ban it, for sure. Yeah, it's political posturing, and those of us that watch sports are sick and tired of the posturing being only allowed in one direction. I'm not a huge fan of Donald Trump. I voted for Donald Trump, but I'm not a huge fan of him. But a lot of us who watch the sports are like, dude, can we get it without a side of Black Lives Matter? And obviously we can't, but it's it's kind of amusing that this is the way things are going. They trying to hide it, trying to ban it. They can't do that anymore. Especially, Nick Bosa got fined 11 grand for wearing a MAGA hat. So, I mean, they really don't like it. Let's see. Iconic Monkey, Project Supreme Raid. Oh, RX Tawhead, subscribe to your channel. I like your video. Thanks. The youngest child. Hello, I'm a small content creator. Can you give me a shout out, please? I'm also a small content creator. I've only got 2,000 subs. So, but yeah, for sure. For whatever it's worth, go check out this person. You fave brunette. Trump has done a lot of stupid things. Yeah, so have you. I mean, I don't even know you, and I know that that's true. Chuggy Show said, gave a thumbs up to the stream. Go ahead and abuse that like button, friends. Yeah, abuse the like button. Everybody give thumbs up. So, I think that the point that a lot of the lefties that are commentating on this are missing is not that we really care that if these athletes support Donald Trump or not. What we care about is that there's only one acceptable political agenda in sports, and that's the woke one. No one else is allowed to speak. And so now that these athletes are doing this, the networks don't know what to do, and it's really, really funny. So all they do is just cut away and hide from it. And they find Nick Bosa, like I was saying, they find Nick Bosa 11 grand for wearing a MAGA hat and coming and bussing in on an interview. And then they allow all of the athletes to wear their Black Lives Matter slogans on the back of their helmet in the NFL. So like, pick one. It's either all okay or none of it's okay. Like, don't do that. Yeah, so there's of course there's a lot of other things happening in the news. So another thing that just happened, the Laken Riley trial has just now started. So with Laken Riley, so you guys know this story, there's an illegal immigrant who, dressed himself up in black, put kitchen gloves on, and went to the University of Georgia campus, tried to rape Laken Riley. She fought him off for 18 minutes, called 911. He ended up bashing her head in with a rock, killed her. Now that 911 call, I'll tell you what, if you wanna have your day ruined, go listen to that 911 call. It's brutal, man. It is brutal. Let's look at some comments here. You fave brunette. Athletes should show what they feel. It depends, because like, we watch athletes for the sports, and most of us don't really care what they have to say. But in general, I agree with you. But both sides should be allowed to show what they feel. It shouldn't be that if you support, one side, then you can say what you want and your contract isn't in danger. But if you support the other side, then your contract is in danger and media is calling for you to be fired. That's not how it should be. I would prefer that all of it's out of sports, but the problem is that only one side is allowed. T-Rev Spanner, none of it is okay. They stole all the money. FFS, what are you talking about? Are you talking about the sports? C. Reineke said heartbreaking. Yeah. So, anyway, so the Laken Riley trial started, and the defense. Now, I don't know how you can defend that guy, Jose, what was his name? Ibarra? Jose Ibarra. I don't know how a prosecutor can defend him and go to sleep at night. Like, it is so disturbing what he did. In fact, it should be an open and shut case. They've waived the jury trial. They found his DNA under her fingernails. They found his fingerprints on her cell phone, trying to take it away and turn off the 911 call. And you can hear them fighting over the phone. He's trying to take the phone from her while she's calling 911. And her blood is on his jacket. This guy is going to be convicted. But it's more a matter of how quickly. This trial shouldn't last more than 10 seconds. This should be an open and shut case. This guy should get at least life. I don't know if they have the death penalty in Georgia, but he may get that. On YouTube, you can't actually advocate for the death penalty, but I will tell you, this guy deserves as heavy of a sentence as he can possibly get. He's an illegal immigrant, by the way. I'm not sure why all well, I know the due process laws are probably what's morally right, but I don't know that he actually has a legal right to them, because he's an illegal immigrant. And this, the entire Biden administration should be sitting at that trial having to face the family of Laken Riley. They should, because it was their policies that let this guy in. Now, that's not to say that there were never any violent criminals that ever came over before, but their absolute just hand-waving of Laken Riley. How many Democrats have you actually heard bring up Laken Riley and talk about her in a positive way? But the crazy thing, really, really crazy thing to me is that, Joe Biden spoke about her once, as far as I know, one time. And he mispronounced her name. He called her Laken Riley, like the football coach at USC. Like, they didn't even... He didn't even have the right name. Like, just the utter disrespect that you see from the left for this. And if you bring this up if you bring this up to people on the left, then what they'll say is, well, more people are killed by legal people than illegal. It's like, of course they are. Of course they are. There's far more legal people. Like, your chances are higher. There's far more legal people in the country. But the fact that it's someone who was not even supposed to be here, who went hunting for a female to rape and bashed her head in with a rock. I mean, if that doesn't trigger at least some of your empathy, there's something very wrong with you. Let's see, the Chugi Show. No, under laws, he even if an illegal immigrant has due process rights. Okay, so he does have due process rights. I mean, legally, I didn't know, but like morally, he probably should have due process. But it should be open and shut anyway. They have video evidence, they have DNA evidence, and they have his fingerprint evidence. They've got it. They've got him. It's just mind-boggling to me. He deserves the full force of the law. Green, I like this channel because I do not want people to think I'm a racist. I'm joking. I'm a subscriber. Thanks. The Chugi Show. And they could have easily gotten the wrong guy, so I don't want anyone to have those rights within our borders. I don't want the government to railroad anyone. Sure, yeah. Yeah. Sounds like he is guiding... you mean guilty as sin? Yeah. Your favorite brunette, and they don't do anything about it? Well, he's going to end up going to jail. He's sitting trial right now. The trial just started. He's going to be convicted, and he's probably going to get life in prison. Anything less than life in prison is unacceptable, by the way. Life in prison or death penalty are the only two things that are acceptable in this case. This guy, like I said, was not supposed to be here. There was no reason for him to be here. He jumped the border, he came across, and his entire point of being on the UGA campus was to find a female to rape. She was out on her morning run on campus. Like, you would think that, like, college campuses are actually far safer than the communities in which they are placed. Like, a college campus is generally a very safe place. And she's out running, and then some guy accosts her. She fights him for 18 minutes, tries to call 911. He takes the phone from her and beats her to death with a rock. Like, I just want you to understand how horrific that is. And this is someone that her death is but an excuse. And it may be out of line to go here, but when George Floyd, like a guy who was resisting arrest, like the officer overstepped where he should have gone. I agree with that. But George Floyd, a guy that was resisting arrest, a drug addict who, had all sorts of personal problems. Now, that doesn't diminish necessarily his value, but if this guy is going to get 2 funerals full of celebrities there, the entire country mourning, they're going to give him a statue and all of this. These same people are dead silent about Laken Riley. And that is a tragedy. Everybody thumbs up if you could. It helps other people find the stream. The Chiggy Show. Good logic thinks someone who isn't a citizen should have those rights. Yeah, well, probably should, but, Gretchen Wheeler, not for that girl in Memphis. Unreal. Z Sergeant Schultz, the U of M isn't a safe campus. Every other day someone gets robbed, sometimes at gunpoint. That's crazy, dude. That's wild. The Chugi Show, an interesting hypothetical. Some French tourist guy is suspected of running someone over. What if he didn't? What if he was only guilty of being in the general area and having a similar car? Well, yeah, he should have the due process rights. That's what I said. Like, morally, you should have the due process rights. I just didn't know what the legal precedent for that was. Your favorite brunette, that's horrifying. Yeah, it is. Tracy Shepard, I think people fail to realize how long 18 minutes is while in a physical confrontation for your life. How exhausting that is. She has so much strength and will to live. Yeah, I mean, and she wasn't just fighting for her life either. She was fighting for her dignity, too. The guy was trying to rape her. And because she wouldn't allow him to rape her, he killed her brutally. Brutally. Callie Grabowski, Trump will clean up. We can only hope so. Green, may I assist? It's not illegal to be stupid. That's true. Callie Grabowski says, Proud Boys. Okay. Mel Lee, it was Riley's smartwatch that gave the clue to the killer. That gave the clue? What do you mean, the clue to what? The Chugi said, did I have type? He thinks they... Oh, fat thumbs. Okay. Haystack GC, hang them all. Yeah, I'm with you. Gretchen Wheeler, I thought you meant the girl in Memphis who was running and was murdered by an American. No. I'm talking about Laken Riley in Georgia. Brian Blake says free Pavel. Okay. Hey, everybody, thumbs up. It helps other people find the stream. It helps me a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I make a couple of videos a day, and I live stream most days. It helps a lot. Okay. So that trial has started. It should be over very, very quickly. So on to the next thing. And then I'll kind of just go off in whatever direction the chat leads me. Joe Biden has repealed the ban for Ukraine for the use of United States long-range missiles to be fired into Russia. We are now past the point of helping Ukraine defend their territory. Right now, Ukraine is many miles deep into Russian territory, holding Russian land. So actually now it's not the Russian invasion of Ukraine, it is the Ukrainian invasion of Russia, in which we are assisting. Now, for those of you that are new to my channel, I am a non-interventionist. I absolutely despise the fact that we've sent hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine. I think that it's a travesty that we are funding their infrastructure and we are funding their pensions while we have homeless veterans sleeping on the street. I think that is an evil, evil, evil thing. We should not be funding this foreign war. But now Joe Biden has allowed... There we go. Am I back? Am I back? I'm back. Sorry, guys. I froze. Joe Biden is allowing Ukraine to use our long-range missiles, our long-range missile system, to fire missiles into Russia to target infrastructure and military targets. It is one of the craziest things you can imagine. Russia has responded, by the way, by saying, we're essentially at war with NATO now. Russia has said that they now consider the war as they're at war with NATO. It's just absolutely insane. This is a really, really stupid move by Joe Biden, but it's intentional. Trump promised that he's going to end the war in Ukraine. Joe Biden just made that promise nearly impossible. These long-range missiles are going to allow them to hit more and more targets and push further out. Now, they said that this is in response to North Korea joining forces with Russia. But in my opinion, we should not be there at all. We should not be funding this. This is not something we need to be involved in this way. Now, if we wanted to do something like impose tariffs against Russia or, refuse trade with them while they're invading Ukraine, I can understand that. I would have to see it case by case to know whether I support it or not. But to give this capacity, this is one step. This is inches from nuclear war. We are inches from a nuclear war with Russia right now because of this ban being lifted. We're basically giving all of the power of our long-range missiles to Ukraine and saying, we trust you to do the right thing with this. This is evil. This is not something that should happen. thumbs up if you could, guys. It helps other people find the stream. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let's get into some of these comments from you guys. Michael O. Jackson, if your hair was black, you would bear a resemblance to Henry Cavill. I think I've gotten that before. Brian Blake, all hail the war machine. Correct. Eric the Great, Biden falls down and can't make sense because he was born in November. That made about as much sense as Biden. Your fave brunette, does anybody ever think about how Michael Jackson whitewashed himself? Yeah, isn't that weird, dude? It's just absolutely nuts to watch him, like watch the progression of Michael Jackson as his voice gets higher and higher and his face gets more plastic and he gets whiter. Just wild, man. Tracy Shepard, as for George Floyd, he also had a packet of dope in his mouth. Yeah, he did. Z said, preach, brother. Thanks. Marty Calmer, Joe Biden isn't doing anything. It's the people around him. Joe Biden is in charge of the beach. Well, sure. But it's the war machine. It is our government they're trying to start a nuclear war. Like, we will be fortunate with these missiles being activated, because what happens with escalation is you go a step ahead, they go a step ahead. You go a step ahead, they go a step ahead. And that's what we've been doing in the Ukraine war. And now we've escalated it to long-range missiles. What's next? It's going to be nukes. It's going to be nukes, man. Tracy Shepard, they are making sure before they leave office that World War III has started. Biden has sold us out from the jump. Anybody that would trust a man that showers with their daughter until they're 13 has issues. That's crazy, man. Yeah, the Ashley Biden stuff is wild. Eric the Great, Planned Parenthood doesn't include checking blood type to see if people are even capable of breeding together because Obama requires... Yikes, man. Yo fave brunette, Putin shall go to hell. Putin is an evil dictator, but we're not helping. We toppled Ukraine's government in 2014 and installed Zelensky's government. We are not innocent here. We have been messing around with the Eastern Bloc of Europe for far too long. This is not our business. We need to get out of it. We do not need to be funding... We fund their pensions, guys. We fund the pensions of Ukraine while we have 60 and 70-year-olds who can't get by on their Social Security. We have homeless veterans. Like, we are funding pensions in a foreign country while all that is happening. It is evil. Marty Calmer, if you would read about Zelensky, he's turned into one of the biggest dictators in that part of Europe. Yes, he's evil. Zelensky was not a democratically elected guy. We installed him. Our CIA did. Eric the Great, Jesus, Nikola Tesla, the inventor of nylon and diesel engine, all helped the wrong people. Z, Biden trying to start World War III. Sorry, guys, I'm losing the chat because there's so many. If you want to make sure I get to your comment, make sure that you can do a super chat, and I will definitely find it. But other than that, I'm just going to try to read everything, but, you know. The Chuggy Show, yes, at first I thought maybe there was a legitimate reason for being involved, but the money we have is insane. Yeah, it's insane. We should not be doing this. Eric the Great, Joe Blow is a con job name. Yeah, YouTube didn't like my words. Yeah, I know, about killed it. Albany, Oregon, Skywatcher. Biden is starting World War III for Trump. He's doing his best, man. Bob Cox, Democrats tried lining up a 10-year war. Yeah, they're trying to make it so we can't get out of Ukraine. Their donors from Raytheon and Northrop Grumman are trying to they're making the machine like, hey, make sure that we don't get out of this. Make sure it's such a mess that Trump can't get out of it. That is what it is. Z, Democrats lost the House, Senate, and popular vote. This is their revenge. They're going to try to cause as many problems as they can and blame it on Trump. They cannot let MAGA win again. That is their plan. The Chiggy Show, we have all kinds of sanctions against them to no avail. Sure, but that doesn't mean we get directly involved with the war. Tracy Shepard, facts been a way we pay for both sides of the war because in a lead person's mind that puts them more power and money. Oh, yeah. Eric the Great, we're going to need more nuclear power to complain about glaciers mixing without even considering salt is an aftermath of radiation and doesn't evaporate. Yeah, these people, they don't care because if this, they've set themselves up to where no matter what happens, they're going to be okay. All these geriatric politicians like Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, and Joe Biden and even Donald Trump. Like, why are there so many? Why is it all the 70 and 80-year-olds that control the world, man? But the ones that have been in politics forever, and that doesn't include Trump because he's only been in politics for 8 years, but the ones that have been in politics forever have the system rigged so that they have a say in everything. And if everything goes sideways, they've got bunkers, they've got money, they've got everything. They're gonna be okay, and that's horrible. Haig Homestead, we could mind our own business. Just an idea. Yes, exactly. I agree. Hey, everybody, thumbs up. It helps the channel quite a bit. I appreciate it. Julian A. Young, Canadians for Trump. Awesome. Hey, George 27, Democrats are evil. Big surprise. Marty Colmer, I think Putin's got enough sense to realize what's going on. Probably, but I don't think he cares. I think that Putin is happy to have an excuse to go to war. Putin is an evil dictator. Don't get that one wrong. I have friends from Russia that they won't even talk about politics because everything is monitored. Green, slavery should have never happened in America, but if you think slavery was a good thing for America, just tell Putin. Slavery never should have happened, I agree. I knew what you meant, Tracy. Eric the Great, if Scorpios cared about Scorpios, the brothels and prisons wouldn't be full of them regardless of race or sex. Okay. I'm not sure what you mean. Jamie, Seattle sucks. It does indeed. That's why I left. Vineyard GHS, yeah, Biden giving them the right to use those missiles is absolutely stepping on some toes. Yeah. He's begging for a nuclear war. Like, he's on his knees begging Putin for a nuclear war right now. Eric the Great, we say no nut November to save the Leos from the ignorances. Jeez. Mug says hi. What's up, Mug? Haig Homestead, Joe equals weekend at Bernie's. Pretty much, yeah. Battle Dad Prime, coward. Are you talking? Okay. Plow Money, invoke the 25th ASAP. It doesn't matter. Kamala Harris will be just as much of a puppet as Joe Biden. They both are warmongers. They both are part of the party of war. Now, there's neocons and neolibs on both sides, but right now, the Democratic Party is the party pushing for war. Make no mistake. Tracy Shepard, World War III, and I believe Civil War as well. Well, the Civil War, the tensions in the U.S. are very deep. There's no denying that, and I personally don't believe that they're going to heal. But World War III, yes, we are on the cusp. If one nuke gets fired, we're all in trouble. God's Marine, Mike Tyson fight was the lamest fight I ever seen. I'm a 53-year-old, yeah. I've told people if they thought Mike Tyson was going to win and they've played a contact sport in their life, either they're lying or stupid. There was no way, unless they completely rigged it. I told the Cosmic Marauder, we were talking about it, and I told him, I said, Jake Paul will win unless they rig it to make money off of it. Vaughn Sumbles, did you see the smile on Biden's face when he welcomed Trump? Yeah, I think that Biden truly hates Kamala Harris. I don't think he wanted to be forced to step down because he was forced to step down. Literally the day before he stepped down, he said, I'm not going anywhere. And then the next morning they announced it on Twitter. Mug, what did I miss? Oh, you'll have to go back. There was quite a bit, but talking about the Laken Riley trial and the NFL players doing the Trump dance and all of that. Bob Cox, 63 days. That's right. Vaughn Sumbles, because they believe they'll force World War III before it transitions for Trump. Yep, it gives them emergency powers, too. Just saying. Julian A. Young, this guy speaks facts. Thanks. Hey, if you like the stream, guys, I do these pretty frequently, most days. I also make standalone videos. So give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and, I don't ask people for money. I ask them for, go watch one of my videos. It helps. The views help. That's how I do it. Let's see. Z, Ukraine is a vassal state for NATO. Yeah, it is. They're using they're using Ukrainian men as slaughter dummies. They're sending them out and letting them be murdered by the Russia. I mean, and vice versa, of course. But like NATO is using the young Ukrainian men as just they're holding it up in front of Russia. They're just making money off of it. It's awful. Green, bro got the juice Americans understand. Yeah. Denver Cook, you are one smart dude. Well, thanks. Julian A. Young, the only base Seattle dude. I had to leave Seattle, man. Haig Homestead, we should be taking care of our vets and elders. Correct. Bob Cox, Napoleon Complex, yes. Green, peace on earth. What happens is you have a sustainable society. Well, yeah, that's what you want. Isaac says shadow government, yes. Ben Tipton, Zelensky is just an actor playing his role. Yes, Bob Cox doubt Zelensky has been in Ukraine in years. He's been there, but Zelensky was installed by our CIA. Like, Zelensky is a puppet of NATO and the U.S. That much is true. Eric the Great, good luck to you all. Yeah. Tracy Shepard, I still want to know, which I think we all have a good idea, why the only place in the whole world they don't fight over is Antarctica. Maybe because it's a icy wasteland. No, I'm sure Antarctica is very significant for scientific purposes. But yeah, I'd like to see. I don't know. I'd like to go to Antarctica, honestly. Quentin Gilliam, what about Israel? I am not Team Israel. I'm not Team Palestine. I'm Team America. I am a non-interventionist. I am not interested in sending billions of dollars overseas while our own people are suffering. You guys remember Hurricane Helene that happened not too long ago? The efforts are still in place to help people rebuild. Like, why are we not sending our billions there instead of Ukraine and Israel? That's where the money should go. Rebuild our infrastructure. I don't care about what's going on in Ukraine. Leave it alone. Green says, stay safe. Rachel, I wish more Seattle people thought like you. There are a lot of people in Seattle that think the way I do. But unfortunately, we are overrun by communists from California. Callie Grabowski, Trump will clean up. I hope so. Eric the Great, we've devolved into a low vibe entitled Jungle. Oh, the grow marijuana indoors just to complain about power outages or fires created by them and dead firemen. Joe Shome, I can't wait. Gore, I think it means 4. Oh, half price gas and energy costs. Yeah. Joe Con, you swear Trump ain't a warmonger. Do I swear Trump ain't a warmonger? He wasn't last time. He brought no new wars for the first time in how long? Look, I'm an independent. I'm not a Republican. I didn't vote for Trump the first time around. I wasn't interested. I have been an independent my entire adult life, which has only been 12 years. I'm only 30, but still, I've never been a Republican. But I'm smart enough to see that these forever wars are part of what the military-industrial complex, the machine, is trying to do. It's evil, man. Eric the Great, no catastrophe goes to waste because they're all engineered. Your fave brunette, why are you in your car? I'm a home health therapist, and I am in between patients. I had a break for an hour, so I figured I would do a stream. I also I do what I can when I can. So yeah. Eric the Great, stolen intelligence has no consciousness. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Tracy Shepard, Ukraine and China, it was Biden's money as well. Yeah. Joe Shum, 79-year-old Donald Trump. Yeah. I was just saying, we need younger people in there. J.D. Vance is in his 40s. That was a good start. Although I'm not a huge fan of J.D. Vance. Planet X, why would anyone vote for a man who openly brags about grabbing women by the crotch? Are we really rehashing the grab her by the pussy thing? Really? Darren Livesey, maybe the Dems let Trump win so he has to deal with the next pandemic that they plan. I don't know, maybe. Gideon, Biden's a warmonger. Joe Shum, get out of your car. No, I'm not going to get out of my car. It's raining outside. Sun and Fun, Putin will not use nukes. He likes to scare the world, but knows he won't. It depends on how much they escalate. It definitely depends on how much they escalate. Hey, if you're enjoying the stream, everybody thumbs up, please. It helps the channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do lives most days. I make 1, 2, 3 standalone videos almost every day. Sometimes on the weekends I don't, but most of the time I do. Brett C. Term limits for the Senate and House. 8 years total, offset to POTUS. I'm good with term limits, man. I'd love to see it. Chicago West, we should hold up handsome. Oh, you're back, Chicago West. Hi, how you doing? Eric the Great, Trump blew my house up. His real fans are in prison, so be careful. Green says, Bill HR 40. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Quentin Gilliam, Trump will start a war. You all will see, and you'll make an excuse because you're a MAGA cultist. I'm not a MAGA cultist, as I just explained. Trump didn't start wars before, and Biden has a terrible track record with foreign policy now. And Obama's was worse. Obama was a war hawk. Obama promised to end the wars, and then he toppled like 5 more countries. And so for you to sit here and say anything about Donald Trump as far as wars are concerned is ludicrous. Bush, Obama, all of them, for the last, 40 years, there's been new wars under every single president. Trump was the first one where there were no new wars. So for those of us that are non-interventionists, we're going to say, hell yeah, I'll go with the guy who brought about the Abraham Accords, the guy who stepped across the demilitarized zone and shook hands with Kim Jong-un. Yeah, I'll take that guy, please. Marty Calmer, if you look at Trump's cabinet picks, there's a lot of young people. I like that. I agree. Heavy Hands, you a nurse? No, I'm not a nurse. I'm a therapist. Joe Shom, Putin will take over Poland next. Right now, Ukraine has invaded Russia. Like, Russian forces are backed out of Ukraine and defending their own territory because we continue to give these long-range missiles to Zelensky. Like, we've given them everything, and now they have long-range missiles. This is terrible. Bob Cox says, Biden visits the Amazon about global warming. Right. Shayla Khan, these are your opinions. Of course they're my opinions. Who else's opinions would they be? This is what I think. If you don't like what I think, go away. I don't care. Or tell me you disagree and tell me why. And that's fine. You're perfectly welcome to disagree with me. I don't ban people from my channel except for doxing or spamming. Those are the only reasons I do that. Julian A. Young, the one thing which is legitimately illogical about Trump is saying America first and simultaneously trying to give $80 billion to Israel. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Eric the Great, slavery started in Africa and still exists. Tuan, I hear all the talk. What can be done? I don't know. There needs to be negotiations between Putin and Zelensky without escalation. Putin and Trump have already talked, but now this escalation from Biden nearly ensures that peace cannot happen. It's wild. Chicago West, Putin is not a bad person. He's just about history, his legacy, and putting the user back as one. I disagree. Based on what I know about Vladimir Putin and from the friends I have in Russia, Putin is a dictator, and he's a very evil man. Tracy Shepard, isn't anyone worried that China and Russia are uniting as well as North Korea to get on the action because everybody wants a piece of the United States? Yeah, just show them half-price gas. We shall see. Eric the Great, they all work for Obama. Tracy Shepard, I'll tell you what, if you ever read or listened to The Secret Covenant of the Illuminati and look around the world, today is going exactly as planned. My dad is big into that stuff. I have not researched it as much myself. Green, I am a non-interventionist. Good. David Barnett, Wales, UK, Biden and crew are the most evil people ever. They're warmongers for sure. I'm going to scroll down a bit, guys. Sorry, I just lost the chat. There's so many people. There's like 300 people watching, and I lost the chat. So, if you can, if you want to be sure that I read your chat, you can use the super chat. I don't care if you do or not. I'm not sitting here asking for money, but it's the only way I can figure out to like flag the chat so that I can see it. Otherwise, I just don't see it. So, other than that, just, I'm going to read what I can read. Twan2545, what are the people going to do besides talk? I don't know because all they do is promise things and then they never follow through. So I'm not convinced that anything is going to happen. The homie Ness, fuck white America. Nate, you're part of the problem. W.H. Hickman, yep, he's right. Seattle is filled with dumbasses. It is. Satan, Seattle, and you're not liberal? No, I am not liberal. I used to call myself a liberal, and then the left in America went absolutely freaking nuts. I used to be on the left, and I was always criticizing the Republican Party. And now all of a sudden, here I am where my values align more with Republicans. And I'm not particularly comfortable with that, but I will, credit where credit's due. They're not as crazy as the Democrats right now. Edgar Dovtian. Hello, Jack. Hello, buddy. Eric the Great. I don't like any of them. Tracy Shepard. I feel like Trump is the lesser of the two sides of evil. I agree. Eric the Great. Good watches have capacitors, not batteries. Unfortunately, God is for lithium miners to blame for California falling into the ocean. Sun and Fun, America will not be at war with Trump as president. I hope not. That's one of the big things for me. The homie Ness, occupational or physical? I'm an occupational therapist. My field is 93% female, and so most people assume I'm a physical therapist, but I'm an occupational therapist. Eric the Great, when California goes, Yellowstone goes, so we mine the fault lines at the Salton Sea for lithium and subsidize electric cars for Elon. RS, football players did the dance. That's awesome. Love to see the cultural change among men in the country. A true cultural revolution is underway. Heck yeah. Dave84, explain the military-industrial complex. In what regards? There's a lot of different facets to this. So, like, for example, the Pentagon can't account for $2.5 trillion worth of assets. They can't explain 60% of their budget. That money went somewhere. So having wars continues to get greater funding going into the Pentagon. That money gets funneled somewhere we don't know, but we know that it has to do with politicians and high-ranking bureaucrats taking enormous sums of money and embezzling them. The other side of the military-industrial complex is companies like Raytheon and Northrop Grumman that make a crap ton of money off wars, and so they lobby with the DC politicians and get them to make more and more hawkish votes, and they continue to fund those politicians. And as they fund those politicians, the companies get their kickbacks, and round it goes. So there you go. Haig Homestead, I am a home health coda. Sweet. Awesome. Codas are the best. I love my coda. I have one coda. Eric the Great, the stupid bitch capital of the world needs a president and vice president to import their women. Gen X explains, because who doesn't love grabbing a woman by the pussy? Grow up, you retard. What? What are you talking about? Are you talking about... Okay, whatever. That's way behind. Here's a super chat. David Barnett. Trump winning is good for the world. We all need to pray that Biden doesn't cause World War III. Correct. That is what we're talking about. You're right on the money. Hey, everybody, thumbs up if you would. It helps more people find the stream. Helps the channel a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I do these lives pretty frequently, so if you're having fun, go ahead and subscribe. Satan says Trump is still cognitively there. People need to know they are being lied to by MSNBC and CNN. Correct. RS, the good thing is Trump surrounds himself with competent individuals. Yeah, unlike the first time he was in office, he brought swamp monsters into the administration. You hear how loudly the legacy media and the swamp monsters on both sides are screaming about Trump's cabinet picks. They're screaming because they know that this is signaling the end for a lot of them. Especially with Elon and Vivek, the government efficiency department is going to be one of the greatest things under the Trump administration for sure. I'm going to scroll down a bit because I have lost the chat. Gen X explains, Donald Trump was nominated for 4 individual Nobel Peace Prizes during his administration for the work he did with the Middle East peace treaties. Democrats are losers and stupid as hell. He was, wasn't he? I forgot about that. Coaster Ken, I hate how people said my rights are getting taken away when no rights are getting taken away by Trump. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The whole, like, women's rights are being stolen from them thing. It's nuts, man. It's meaningless. It's fear-mongering from the left to brainwash people, and it's really stupid. Tracy Shepard, that was an excellent moment that should be really brought up more, is him crossing over that border into North Korea with nobody. Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna scroll down some more since I've been losing the chat. Sorry guys. I just can't keep up when there's 300 people commenting. So, like I said, if you want to be sure I read the comment, use the super chat. Otherwise, I'm just gonna read what I can because that's what I can do. I don't know any other way to do it. God's Marine, 99.9% of people who talk shit on the internet about other people would not say it to their faces. That is correct for sure. I have a lot of those people that like to run their mouth at me, and I just laugh, generally speaking. Like, what are they? They wouldn't say it to me, you know. I'm not a huge guy, but I'm 5'10" and close to 200 pounds. I can bench 315. Like, I'm not little, and a lot of people wouldn't talk that way. But, you know, whatever. Biden wants more deaths, says Wesley Nah. I agree. I don't know that he wants more death. I think he just doesn't care, you know. And that's, once again, that's the people surrounding him. I don't think Biden is cognitively with it enough to want or not want those sorts of things in that esoteric sense. Let's see. I'll scroll down a bit. God's Marine, 1992, the Pentagon charged the American people $38,000 for a toilet. Yeah. Well, you remember there was that moment in Congress not long ago when I don't remember who it was, somebody in the House of Representatives held up a bag of bolts that at the hardware store would have been like $200, and the Pentagon paid 80 grand for it. Like, absolutely insane, man. Scroll down a bit so I can catch up to the chat. Mug Mana, women's sex-based rights are being taken away from the left. From the left or by the left? I think you mean by the left. Plebeian says Trump loves Arnold Palmer's cock. Dude, that really was a weird story. Like, I don't know. It was just a weird deviation in his story. It made me laugh when I heard it. Didn't really care about it. Sun and Fun, what state are you in? I do not say that because when you're a medical worker, then you're on like state licensure lists, and I don't want to dox myself, so I'm just being cautious. Eric the Great, feelings have absolutely destroyed humanity. You don't let Yoda call you a dipshit. You won't let Yoda call you a dipshit. Okay. Deborah Park says, go Trump. David Barnett says, Wales, UK, Trump 2024. Correct. Scott says, and how do you vote or not vote for a person on one single item? Abortion rights? Come on, the only reason you're going to not vote for someone? Well, right, yeah. If you're going to be a single issue voter, there's a few things that I can understand being a single issue voter for, like the economy, border security, I don't know, war, like what, ending wars. Those three things I can kind of see, but abortion rights is like, especially when it's not even federal and we're talking about, a federal election. It's insane. It's insane. And you know what's crazy? I had 3 coworkers that didn't work the day after the election because they were grieving their rights being taken away. Grown-ass people who've been working for 20 years, like in the medical field. They've seen people die. They've worked in emergency room settings where people die in their arms. And these people were so distraught by Trump winning that they took the day off to mourn. That is insane. We are broken by mainstream legacy media. We have been destroyed by the legacy media. It's crazy, man. Service engineer, do you like carrots? Yes, I do. I actually have a box of them over there. I can't reach it right now. Wesley, no, abortion is no longer a federal issue. Only Dems try to make it one again. Yeah, well, and they're talking about Kamala's going to get, Roe versus Wade enshrined in the Constitution or a law passed by Congress. That would never have happened. She doesn't have the power to do that. She can't just do that. Green says, stay safe. I'm in my car, and that's why I can't tell you where I am. I'm not driving, by the way. I don't stream and drive. That's super unsafe. I've got a little girl at home. I'm not interested in dying. Tracy Shepard, why might not be as big as you, but I do got a big mouth for whatever I say online. I will say it in person to your face. It doesn't change if I was in jail or, oh, yeah. Well, I mean, hey, there you go. I'm gonna scroll down a little. T Hill 69. They should be happy with abortion rights went to the states. That's what I'm saying. Like, abortion rights going to the states was actually probably the only way. Like, in blue states, those rights are going to go all the way up till birth. And that never would have happened under a federal law because the red states would have gotten a vote on it. So if what you're worried about is abortion, then that actually is far better for you. Sun and Fun, on YouTube under HIPAA rules. YouTube HIPAA is new. Ms. Yum Yum, how can the left claim misogyny when they can't define what a woman is? That is amusing. That is an amusing question. Lieutenant Beefheart says, fuck Donald J6 Trump. Stop spamming or I'm going to ban you, dude. You can say it once. Don't spam it or I'm going to ban you. BR549OU812. This is the reason a woman will never be president. What is the reason? Scott says, and then people crying out loud about all the rights being taken away from them, and America hates women. Yeah, talking about the Handmaid's Tale and all that. Man, I was like, get out of here. They're like, Trump's going to track our periods. It's like, are you stupid? Like, you must be really, really stupid. Lieutenant Beefheart, Trump is a fascist conman and maggots are gullible cultists. See, the fact that you say Trump is a fascist tells me 2 things. 1, you only ever watch news that's in your own echo chamber. And 2, you don't know what a fascist is. And then, you call all the Trump supporters maggots, and then you wonder why they don't like you. Okay, now you're just spamming. I'm going to ban you. There you go. William Woods, some people are just plain stupid. Trump will straighten this mess up and do more for America in the next 4 years than has been done in the last 25. Yeah, could be. I hope that things get accomplished. I know that the rhinos and the Democrats will try to stonewall him at every turn, though. Sean Leake says, hi, my name is Sean. What's up, Sean? Scott, yeah, I already banned him. I banned him. Let's see. Tracy Shepard. People are taking this feeling shit way too far. Yeah. BR549 says abortion bullshit. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. God's Marine says beware huge carrot recall due to E. coli. Yeah, I know, dude. I get them local though. I get them from a local farmer. Um, let's see. There are actually people. I didn't realize this, but people plant carrots like twice a year. It's interesting. King of the West Midlands says, I'm sorry, I didn't know what that means. Oh, he's saying, yeah, it's fuck Donald Trump. Tablecloth Ted, what's the difference between a red lentil and a chickpea? I've never had a red lentil before. I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that they're different, but I don't know, like, what do you mean, how are they different? Do you mean, like, in protein makeup or, like, in phenotypes? I don't know what you're asking. Ms. Yum Yum, those women listen to The View. They do. They do. And then you've got like Whoopi Goldberg on there like saying, oh, the bakery, refused to make me a birthday cake because of my political views. And it comes out, oh, she just slandered this. They had to delete the entire episode of The View because they were afraid of a lawsuit from that bakery. It was crazy. Tracy Shepard, Kamala can't even come up with her own answer. She's going to be politically irrelevant at the federal level from now on, most likely. Sun and Fun, no one understands what real communist or fascism is all about. Go live in Russia and find out, yeah. Andy, not your business. Die You Ready, the project to 2025. What are you, I'm not sure what you're saying. Mello, is this a political channel? For the most part, talk about news and culture and things that interest me. There's a couple thousand subscribers. Join if you'd like. I make a couple videos a day. I do these streams generally daily for about an hour, hour and a half. I really, really enjoy talking to the chat. That's kind of the thing that makes my channel a little different from a lot of the others. I try to talk to all the chats. The only way to be sure when there's like 300, 400 people in there is with super chats, like I've said a couple times, because it flags it. I can't think if anybody knows of a better way to do that and to be able to find like certain chats, but I don't know how else to do it. But other than that, I just try to read everything I can. BR549, Mike and Joe went to, Micah and Joe, the Morning Joe guy, they went down to Mar-a-Lago to try to get, be friendly with Trump because their ratings are crashing. But they, the ones who called him Hitler incessantly, freaking crazy. Wesley, people that care about real rape victims don't vote for the idiot that allowed over 15,000 real rapists into the U.S. Correct. RS, being a fascist is not wrong. There is no such thing as fascism, only communism. Fascism is defined as being ultra-nationalist and caring about your country more than others. That's every government. There's a component of like the government mixing with corporations as well, but I mean, there's a gray area there. Fascism is like pure fascism is hard to differentiate from other types of government too, certain other types of government. Northern Panzer, left-wing and woke fanatics is a disgrace to mankind. I agree. I'm going to scroll down a bit because I've lost the chat again. RS says Mussolini coined the term fascism to describe Hitler, and Hitler called the Soviet Union communist. They were all authoritarian communists. Well, Nazi Germany was a socialist country. Yeah, that's what Nazi literally means, is national socialists. America proliferated the use of fascism to coin anyone fighting. Sure. Melissa says subbed and liked. Thanks. I appreciate it. Tracy Shepard, I don't think women realize how much we actually have it made. Like, really, we do. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, men and women both have their own struggles, and it's really hard to compare them. For example, my wife stays home and watches the baby. I go to work. Now, I don't think I would want to do what she's doing, and she wouldn't want to do what I'm doing. Both of us may think that the other one's job is a little easier, but at the same time, we wouldn't want to switch. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to compare those sorts of like day-to-day things. Now, the U.S. is inherently, and Western culture in general is inherently kind of gynocentric. Women control the purse strings of the Western world. We automatically tend to... it's the socially acceptable thing to treat women with more respect than men. Young women in particular get far more respect than young men do. But it's hard to compare those two things. They're apples and oranges. It's almost impossible. Let me scroll down a bit because I've lost the chat. Tracy Shepard, we might be the maggots, but these maggots along with Trump will make America great again. There you go. Ms. Yum Yum, the United States is a corporation. It's run like one, that's for sure. And not your business. Do you know what happens if they realize the Project. Are you saying that Trump is going to do Project 2025? Because my God, we've talked about that time and time and time again. It's just not a thing. RS, pure fascism is not real. It's communism. When you get left or right in any direction, you end up in a circle. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. BR549 says North Korea is a fascist country. I mean, it's a communist country, but I mean, if you want to argue that those are kind of the same sort of situation, then that's fine. Tracy Shep, I was talking to somebody else. I'm going to scroll down a little. Charlotte Itnair, I wish I could stay at home with my babies. She's got a great life. Yeah, it's a good. I'm glad for our baby's sake. Like, have you seen like all the crazy? Like, we live near a city that's one of the worst sex trafficking cities in the country. We're looking around to move out of here, but they found a U-Haul with like 18 kids in it the other day. Like, freaking crazy, man. Just being trafficked down the interstate. It's nuts, man. I love the fact that she can stay home with the baby. Absolutely. Old man in poverty struggles, you say? I have a giant cell tumor in my hand. Sure, yeah. It's different from, but that's different from like a male or female struggle. Mello says, I agree. We have our own hardships in different degrees. Yeah. HK and M4S23. Oh my God, you're delusional. Okay, bye. Sweet. Have fun. Rodrigo Delgado, your wife is definitely fucking your neighbor on the regular. God damn, dude. Let's see. Eric the Great. Only wild animals have the largest in charge and have feelings that with a failure to communicate. Unfortunately, that describes women most accurately. Okay. Northern Panzer. Danish politicians hate Trump, but normal Danish people love the fact that Trump won, but won't say it out loud. Hey, kind of like America. Eric Walker, I can't believe people actually think the things you're saying. Fine. That's cool. Then this channel's probably not for you. Bubblicious, we are not a corporation. We are so much more than that. It functions that way, though. Unfortunately. The good and the bad. Mello says, I find the men on the right are way more respectful than males on the left. Maybe. Rodrigo is obsessed with the idea that my wife is blowing my neighbor. That's weird, dude. Why are you thinking about that? That's real strange. Average Joe, fascism is private ownership and social control, kind of like a mixed economy. Like I said, it's hard to differentiate what we would call fascism from some other types of it. Scott says, I work medical too, and I don't talk any political shit or religion shit with my patients. I'm a little surprised at all the closet Trump supporters. The camel toe supporters weren't expecting that. Yeah, I found the same thing. Yeah. I'm going to scroll down a little because I'm losing the chat. Sean Leak, I go now. Bye. Bubblicious said stupid. Let's see. Rodrigo Delgado says, bro, you know I'm right. Okay, that's fine. Victoria says hi. Hello, Victoria. Corn Pop, what's up, buddy? You're back. Says, isn't it ironic that the Democrats said Trump was going to start World War III, and then you have Joe Biden giving long-range missiles to Ukraine, provoking war with Russia? Exactly, dude. Exactly. The Cosmic Show says, mod me. Let me do that real quick. There you go. You're a mod now, Marauder. MZ Yum Yum. Okay, here we go. This is much easier. The United States is a corporation. Look it up. We, the people, are the backing for the U.S. dollar. Old man in poverty. I'm happy Mr. Trump won. Now could those grocery prices come down where I don't have to eat at the soup kitchen anymore? Honestly, dude. Daniel Garcia, are they still eating the dogs? They're eating the pets. I saw a video of them eating cats. I never saw a video of them eating dogs. Corn Pops says Haitian people have cats in their grocery store, so yeah, they were eating the pets. Mr. Yum Yum, YouTubers actually went and spoke to the people in that area, and the people who live in that area stated the stray animals have gone missing, and people are taking them, and they said they were eating them. Yeah, I know. There's tons of videos of it. There's even a video of cats on the barbecue grill, man. Like, I mean, it's a thing. I don't know why it's like a line of attack, but I mean, it is kind of a huge culture shock that, you know, people in our culture don't want to see that. Therefore, why are we, you know, shipping people in that are being allowed to do this? Like, I can understand that. Rodrigo Delgado make me mod. No, the only reason I made Marauder mod is because I know him. I'm going to scroll down. Let's see here. Eric the Great, we teach our children in school. It's scientifically proven a dog cannot retain time, so humanity is perfectly fine with dog tacos. Okay. RS said there's not such a thing as fascism. We've already been over this. Ms. Yum Yum, Joe Biden and the Democrats are trying to start the war off before Donald Trump gets in office. I think that's right. Bubblicious said he put up Matt Gaetz. Yeah, he did. I don't think Matt Gaetz is going to get confirmed, though. That's just my opinion. Ghost says most of those videos are fake. Yeah, most of them are. Lots and lots of those videos are staged, but there are some that are real. Generally speaking, find the ones that are from like a year plus ago, and those ones are real, of like people eating cats in Springfield, Ohio. Tracy Shepard, we don't really know anything about North Korea. We only know what social media and the news will allow us to know. Yeah, they like build fake places for journalists and stuff to go. Cosmic Show, yeah, boy, you're all shadow banned. Ghost LGND, you guys are so gullible. There are places where it's normal to eat dogs and cats, so those videos are from there. America's not the only existing place. No, but there's been a few out of Ohio that they were real. They were real. Chinese person, or I think that's Chinese, says, see you again, bro. What's up, dude? Sun and Fun, cats and dogs support and love Trump. So does Peanut the squirrel. Bubblicious, when I was a teen, the Asian restaurant we loved found cat in the freezer and trash. Oh, that sucks, man. That sucks. Yeah. Northern Panzer, I see your live streamer first time. I will support your spot-on explanations. Racism is a mainstream media invention. Slavery was 250 years ago. Stop old dividing false narratives. Yeah. Mello, I think Trump will get Gates in. Maybe. I don't think so. I think that the Senate will block him. Hey guys, I've got to go. I've got another patient to see. Thanks for hanging out. Thumbs up if you haven't yet. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And I'll see you in the next live. Later.